Hello and welcome this morning. My name is Adrienne Engel and I am your guide for today's InBodied Participation Practice. I'd like to welcome you to this practice. For the best practice results, you're going to want to go ahead and grab a journal and a couple different color pens and find yourself in a comfortable seated position where you will not be interrupted for about the next hour. And also a spare index card is also helpful. If you don't have one of those, no worries, or maybe a piece of note paper that you can take with you into the day that you can just write down the insights that you want to keep with you throughout the day. I'm going to give you a few more moments to go ahead and get yourself situated and grab your materials, and then we can begin our time together. So we begin our time together in the same way that Jesus invites us to begin all of our moments of conscious awareness, and that is to first take a moment to pause and notice what we are connected to and where we are supported by the place we are seated. I'm sorry, I totally messed that up. We begin by taking a moment to notice how our body is held and supported by the place where we are seated. Let's go ahead and notice that together now. And as you are noticing how your body is held by your seat, you want to take a moment to recognize which part of your body feels the most held by your seat. You want to write that body part down into your journal. And we're saying, here is where I am already the most held, right where I am seated. Here is where I am already the most held, right where I am seated. Take a moment and let your brain see that. And then allow your body some time to rest into that experience of being held. And as you are resting into the experience of being held, take a moment to notice, what does that quality of support feel like to you? And go ahead and write that down into our journal. And we're saying this quality of support, this living support belongs to me. This living support belongs to me. Take a moment and allow your brain to recognize that and your body to more fully receive it. And then from that place of being held, we're going to take a moment and notice what is the main challenge that you are facing today. We're going to go ahead and look within our hearts and in our lives and notice what is alive for each of us today. And then we're going to write that down into our journal in a short blurb. Let's go ahead and do that together now. Hmm. And as you notice that challenge, you're going to go ahead and um, revisit that. And you want to know, how does that come alive within your mind? How does your mind see that challenge? See you engaged with that challenge? And what are the thoughts you hear your mind thinking as you are noticing that? Let's take a moment to look at that awareness together now. Hmm. And then you want to take a moment and notice, how do you normally speak about this quality of challenge as it's present in your life? How do you find yourself speaking about it to your loved ones or friends, or maybe are you able to speak about it? Take a moment and notice, how do you speak about that challenge in your life? And then you want to take a moment to notice, how do you behave in the face of this challenge? Do you move towards it and try to manage it, wrangle it into submission, or do you find yourself running away from it, going anywhere but into relationship with this challenge? Or do you find yourself maybe a little frozen and collapsed, not able to really do anything around it? Take a moment and notice, how do you behave in the past or maybe today as this challenge is present in your life. Let's go ahead and notice that together now. And then we have a little, draw a little cookie cutter body. Also in the description box below in the video, you'll see a link where you can get the worksheet. I forgot to let you guys know that, but there is like a little body diagram you can draw into. And in the next 2 weeks, I will have workbooks too if you want to use a workbook. Anyway, in the meantime today, draw the little cookie cutter body and notice what emotions come up for you and what sensations accompany those emotions when you are facing into this challenge. A helpful way to notice this is to reread your challenge slowly and notice what it feels like as you are reading it. Let's go ahead and do that together now. And notice how your breathing responds when you are facing into this challenge. And notice what it's been like in the past as you have faced into a challenge like this. And then notice what it is you imagine is going to happen in the future because this circumstance is present today, because this challenge is here today. And this brings us to where we're now going to change our pen color. And now we have named, here's how this challenge that we're facing, this is how it is showing up in our embodied experience, in the full embodied experience. And now we're going to go back and we're going to bring ourselves into this living love and support that God is providing you right through the place where you are seated. And notice how this is going to begin to change your system as you are held in that living support. Change your capacity for relating to this challenge in your life. So we're going to begin that first by refreshing our awareness and our experience of receiving the support that's already being provided. You're going to go back to the first item on our list, and we're saying, this living love and support, it belongs to me. Go ahead and notice how you are receiving that now. And then you want to notice your challenge. You're going to read that back through and notice, where do you prominently feel that in your system as a whole when you read that through. Place your hands on that area very tenderly and allow God's living support to really hold where your experience becomes evoked. And then from there, you want to take a moment and notice how your mind is seeing this challenge. And you're going to hold your head. You can use a pillow to prop your arms up, or just hold your hands on your head, forward and back or side to side, whatever feels good, or maybe try a few different positions. And you want to write down any insights that you experience as you're holding your mind in that living love. And then you want to hold your throat, your neck and your throat, And just allow the way that you have been speaking about this challenge to be held, or maybe not being able to speak about it. So just notice whatever is your experience with your voice, your own voice around this challenge. And our collarbones are the initiator of our movements, and you want to be able to place your hands on your collarbones. It might be easier to hold them crossing over or facing down, like a crossing over like this, or just a holding this way, whatever way feels most supportive to you. And you're just holding how you have behaved in the face of this challenge. You're just holding this in God's living love that is being provided to you. You can write down whatever insights you experience there. And then for your emotions and your sensation that comes up, either you can place your hand directly on your body where you're feeling that aliveness happening, or you can even hold your own heart and abdomen. You're holding the experience that's coming alive within your system in God's living love. So you can even refresh your awareness of how that feels now. And then writing down any insights that you experience with that. And then with your breathing, you can hold your lungs in what it's been like for the way that your breathing rhythm responds to this challenge or even just to stress. Think about how our lungs work so hard to try to keep us going. And just take a moment to hold your lungs in this moment, in the gift that God is providing you today, in that living support. And then you want to notice, you can write down any insights that you have with that. And then in your past, go ahead and read what this has been like in your past. And you want to take a moment to allow yourself to hold now what your journey in your past has been as you faced into a similar challenge that is alive today. And just take notes of anything that is revealed in and through you. And then you want to notice, what is it that you imagine is going to happen in the future because this is present. And you just want to hold that perspective and hold that in God's living love and notice what is revealed in and through you as you do that. And then you want to take a moment and you're going to reread that challenge and just, you're asking God, you're turning your mind and your heart and your life to God, and you're saying, this is what is alive in me today. This is what I am facing, and show me how to navigate this in your love and in your grace. Take a moment and read that back through and turn your mind and your heart to God, to Jesus, to the Holy Spirit, however you personally experience God. Turn yourself physically and fully to God and ask that question. And then notice what is revealed in and through you. And as you notice that response, you can transfer that to your index card that you're going to bring with you into your day. And saying, this is God's living offer to me. This is my living invitation today, and I'm going to transfer that. I'm going to try my best to work on that. And you can also scan through your second color responses and insights. Those are also extremely helpful. If there's anything in that you want to bring forward, also just to remind yourself throughout the day to stay connected to Christ's living love. And it's really good stuff. So I thank you for being here. It's my honor to be here with you. And we're getting ready in September to start our next year-long series of deeper dives into these lessons and how to really get the most out of this practice and out of this time that you spend each day. The more you really understand not only how your nervous system works, but how God invites us into this living love and grace. There's lots of little things, little tweaks and things that you can learn to really enhance this journey. The more capacity for grace and peace you will gain. So I thank you for being here. It's my honor to be here with you on this journey, and I give great thanks to my living Jesus Christ who leads me on this narrow path, a path that takes me home to God's living love, and that path is available to everyone uniquely in their own lives. I wish you a lot of grace as you're finding and walking your own path, and sending you love. I look forward to seeing you when it suits your schedule next. Have an excellent day. Bye-bye.